going to move on to a really interesting subject now. We're going to talk about Navilens. And to talk to us about that, we're delighted to have with us this week the CEO of Navilens, Javier Lozano. You're very welcome to the show, Javier.
Hi, good afternoon.
Really good to have you join us. I hope I'm saying your name right.
Yes, it's perfect. Your Spanish pronunciation is perfect. better than my English pronunciation.
Well, apologies if I stumble over it once or twice.
Don't worry.
Very good. So great to have you with us, Javier. Can you tell us just a little bit about what Navilens is, what it does?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much to make me able to share this experience with you. In Navilens project, we are working on Navilens project since 2012, and we are putting all our passion in this project. Okay, and we are very excited to share with you today in the NCBI. Okay, so the Navilens is a new kind of QR code that can be read up 20 meters far away and without focusing. Okay, so the idea is in the beginning of our project, our research project, we see a problem, an issue that all people with sight loss, especially blind, have. That the people with sight loss are not completely independent in unknown spaces, especially indoors. Imagine, for example, subway, metro, train station, hospitals, spaces like this. And we saw that one of the reasons was that the thing is that it was not possible to read the signage indication. There are signage everywhere, okay? Signage in all the buildings, in the metro, train stations, and all the facilities. And we thought, okay, why don't we create something that could be read by the camera of a mobile phone, put this on the signage in order to read it, okay? And after 5 years of research and development, looking for a QR code that can be read it, because you know perfectly well that the QR code is something that is difficult to read because you need to know where the QR code is, okay? So after 5 years of a very intensive research and development with the University of Alicante, we achieved a code that is very similar to the QR code, but we are using colors. But the important thing is that the code can be scanned without need to focus or frame it, and from a very long distance, more than 20 meters far away. And that is in summarize the Navilens code.
Yeah, very good. And that's interesting just to hear the kind of the needs that drove the development of Navilens as well as kind of an important background for us to have. We'll come back to some of the features in just a moment of all the things that Navilens can actually do, but maybe just to get an idea of one of the ways that it works. You mentioned there about public transport and about being able to see this code at a distance. We're actually just going to have a look at a brief video just to give a bit of a sense of how Navilens can be used for that.
Yes, of course. The first implementation was in the Barcelona transit system. Okay, in two places, in the bus stops and in the subway station. In the bus stops, you know that the GPS is very useful, okay, in general for the visually impaired community. But the problem is that the GPS is not accurate enough sometimes, okay? So the problem with the GPS is that there is an error around 3 meters, 5 meters, and with the presence of skyscrapers or tall or high buildings, the signal of the GPS is blocked, okay? So the thing is, people with sighted people can rely in the GPS plus the revision in order to locate where exactly is the bus stop. Okay, but the problem for the community is that this last few meters, okay, gap is a very important issue. Okay, sometimes. So Barcelona Transit Authority implement the Navilens code on the bus stop. That is as simple as to put like a binary in the bus stop, and this code can be detected 20 meters far away. Okay, so the idea is in Barcelona, all transit users can go with the GPS nearly to the vicinity to the bus stop, and in the last few meters use Navilens code in order to locate. If you want, we can make a real life demo, okay, because I have right now a bus stop in Barcelona, okay, and I'm going to, okay, perfect. And we will live, we trust a lot in our technology, okay? So I'm seeing a Barcelona bus stop from a very long distance in my screen, okay? And I'm going to open Navilens, put the phone over my chest and the camera outside in order to detect the Navilens code, okay? So we're going to do it, okay? So I'm going to open.
2.50 meters away, Barcelona bus stop, Gran Via Plaza España, upcoming arrivals, line 52 PL Catalunya 2 minutes, line 13 Mercat Sant Antoni 3 minutes, line H12 Besos, left, 3 meters, left, 2 meters.
Okay, have you heard, yes, have you heard that the application has told me that there is a bus stop at 2 meters far away, okay, in this case, I have a very, okay, so in that case, the system is guiding me exactly to the position of the bus stop and offering me the real-time information. This is real-time. This is the real-time of buses approaching to this particular bus stop.
Brilliant.
Okay?
Yeah, very good.
So that combination between the distance plus, very important, the direction, that is the important thing, okay, that allow to the people with sight loss in order to confirm, check that where exactly is located the bus stop, and to check if it is the correct bus stop, because sometimes you have 2 or 3 bus stops very closely with different routes. Okay. And,
yes.
okay?
Yeah.
And
I think that's really a good demonstration for people to hear how much information you get just from basically all you did there was just hold up your phone with the Navilens app on it. Was that right?
Yes. Yes. I opened Navilens in simulating that we are okay nearly to the bus stop, and the camera is capturing the code, okay, and delivering this information for the user. And this is the incredible thing, because it's super simple. Don't need to have a special gadgets, cameras or something like that. Only the mobile phone that all the users have in their pocket, okay. And the thing is, for the operation, for Barcelona Transit Authority or New York or Lily Metro or so many operations that we are very delighted that they are using the Navilens code. The thing is making more accessible a bus stop in this case, or a train station that we can talk later. Okay, is as simple as to add a piece of paper. Is vinyl, okay, but in general is a piece of paper on the signage on the bus stop, and as simple as that, the bus stop or the entrance and a stair and elevator is visible, okay, for the people with sight loss, okay.
Brilliant.
And this is incredible. And another thing is, we are scanning a bus stop in Barcelona, but we are from Spain, and Barcelona is in Catalonia, obviously, okay. The signage information in Barcelona TMV is in Spanish, but you have heard the information in English.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
Because the Navilens technology helps in order to make more accessible the information, translating the information to 33 languages, obviously including the English, but Japanese, Vietnamese, German, French, and others languages.
So does that take the language just from whatever language your phone is set up in? Is that it?
Yes. As simple as that. We like a lot to make things simple. Okay, so if your mobile phone is in English, you are going to receive the information in English, and this is super important for all the use cases that we are applying.
Really good. So nobody has to actually do anything to set that up. That's really good. What we might do, Javier, is we'll just take a second to have a look at a video here that we have. And it's on the Navilens YouTube site as well, if somebody wants to see this again afterwards. But it's just kind of reinforcing that same idea that Javier has mentioned there. We're going to look at the Navilens code being used in a tram stop.
Hello, Welcome to beautiful and hot Murcia, Spain. So right now we are at a tram stop, a tranvía stop, and as you can see, this is one of our forms of public transportation. But what happens if you are somebody that doesn't have great vision, or perhaps that is blind? How would they navigate this situation? How would they navigate this form of transportation? So you can see on this side, the Braille still exists, right? But you can see it's rusty, it looks like it's missing parts. So this, for somebody who's coming to the tram for the first time, who has low or no vision, this is gonna be not super useful. So what we have done at Neosystic is we have created a cutting edge form of technology that streamlines this process of catching the tranvía. It makes it so much less intimidating and so much easier for somebody with low or no vision, right? So if you look here, we've created what's called a BIDI code. What this is it's kind of a fancy QR code, right? So QR codes, barcodes, they were created in the last century. So what we've done at Neosystic in the last 5 years is we have perfected this code, making it so much easier to navigate. So what somebody's going to do is they're simply going to use their iPhone or their phone of any sort, right? And they're going to use it as kind of a guide. And they're going to use it to look at this sticker, right? Now, the beauty of this sticker is that it is just 8 inches big. And it can be read from up to 40 feet away.
12,69 meters. Tram stop at Nairobi.
Right, so that's amazing. And in this 40 feet, it can be read at up to 160 degrees of angle. It can be read in low light situations. It doesn't have to be super bright, right? So we've designed it to be really easy, really user friendly, right? So let's say this person with low or no vision is looking for this tag. They don't know where it is exactly, right? So we'll actually guide the person to where the sticker's at.
Right, 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 front, left, 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 left. Access door to the tram.
So we are really pleased and really excited about this new technology, and we're really excited to share it with you all. Thank you.
So that's really, really interesting just to be able to see that video as well. And that really reinforces just what you were mentioning there, Javier, about how useful it is at a distance as well. I noticed on the video, and also you mentioned it yourself there, that one of the kind of key differences to at least to the first time observer of the Navilens code is the use of color. Is that important? Is that part of what makes the whole thing work so well?
Very, very good question. So yes, the thing is QR codes and barcodes, but QR codes use black and white. Okay, that is the reason that the QR code you see it and you see a succession of black and white dots. The thing is in a computer, this is interpreted like a 1, a 0, or 0. Okay, it's binary. Okay.
Yeah.
But we are using colors, and instead of use only 0 or 1, okay, activate or no, okay, black and white, we are using 4 different colors: blue, cyan, magenta, and black. And doing that, we are using 4 times more combination, for more combination for each tile than the QR code, and the using of the colors help us to use bigger tiles inside the code, bigger than the QR code, and that is one of the reasons that we can detect the code so far away. That is the main advantage for the application of Navilens applied on the product that we have launched in order to make visible assets with the camera of the mobile phone from a long distance. Okay, so the using of the colors is so important. And the second thing is the colors help to create the capability to read the code at 160 degrees, and this is another very important feature. In the video of the tram of Murcia that you have played, the last experience of the user was detecting where exactly is the door to the tram. Meanwhile, the tram is coming to the station, okay? And the user can know exactly where is the door before the train is stopping totally, because the code can be read in movement, okay? In blue, okay? So, and the color is super important for that.
Very good. That's really interesting, and that will have come across loud and clear in the video there, where we heard those directions to go left, left, and then straight in front was the access to the tram. So really interesting just to see how that works and the importance of color in that. What happens in a public space if you're in an area where these Navilens codes are widely used, and there's maybe 5 or 6 of those codes within the kind of camera frame, if you like? Does that confuse the app?
Very good question. Another very good question. Thank you so much. The Navilens, okay, is very similar to the people that using their vision, their eyes. Okay, so if the Navilens translate to the user the information about that there is 2, 3, 4, 5 or more elements, okay, in the camera. Okay, so I have here an example with some situation that is very usual, like in a men's toilet and ladies toilet. Okay, usually you need to distinguish between where exactly is the door for men and for ladies, okay, or gentlemen or ladies, okay? So I have here 2 codes that are super close, one with another, and I'm going to, again, open Navilens in real time and look at, as I hold my mobile phone over the chest, and the camera will detect the codes, okay? So,
1 of 2, 1 meter away, 1 of 2, 1.50 meters away, ladies toilet.
Okay. Have you heard 1 of 2? Okay, female toilet. Okay, so the thing is, the system is informing to the user that there is 2, and how to discover where exactly is one or the other. Okay, it's difficult to transmit this feeling in an audio. Okay, but the thing is, with the haptic response that we have configured in Navilens, if you slightly move the mobile phone to the left or to the right, when you have the code more centered, the second one, for example, in this case, the system was informing a bit about the ladies' toilet, okay? But there are another code, okay? So if I slightly move the mobile phone, in the moment that the other code will be more centered with the camera, that means that is in front of you, we are going to receive that information, okay? So I'm going to demonstrate for you. One moment. Again, first I'm going to see the ladies' toilet, and after that, I'm going to move to the left the mobile phone in order to discover what is the other, okay, code. What is the element that the system is informing me, okay?
Yeah. 1 meter away, ladies' toilet. In front. 1 of 2, 1.50 meters away, men's toilet.
Okay. So the thing is, I with Navilens it worked at 30 frames per second. Okay, we have a computer vision algorithm that works at 30 frames per second, and only 1 frame. Okay, we capture different codes, and we can deliver to the user exactly all the information in an incredible speed. Okay. So the system is going to inform us what we have more centered and warning us that there are 2, 3, or 4, or 5 codes. That is so amazing. It's the same behavior that the sighted people do. Okay, when they see the male toilet signage and the female, we are moving the eyes in order to see one or another. Because this is the same with Navilens, but with the camera of the mobile.
Very good. It's great that you can get that kind of feedback to be able to understand when there's more than one element there and to be able to get the information from it. So that's really good. Tell us something. How widely used are the Navilens codes at the moment? So you mentioned Barcelona has the codes in public. Some of the videos we have are other places around Spain or Catalonia. Where else is using these codes at the moment?
Perfect. Navilens code, the Navilens technology was launched 2 years and a half. 2 years and a half. Okay, in the March of 2018. And the clever thing is that in this time, the code has been implemented in a lot of places. And the reason is that implement the technology is as easy as to print the code and to put in the asset, okay? So in Barcelona, all the 2,400 bus stops have the Navilens codes. All the 159 subway stations have technology, okay? And the reason that we started with transit, in general, we focused on transit because mobility is so important for the sight loss community, okay?
Yeah.
So we centered in transit, and after Barcelona, new implementation in transit, like the biggest train station in Spain, in Madrid, Atocha, the high speed velocity, in the buses in Murcia, buses of Alicante, in New York, in the J Street Metro Trains station. We are very proud. European technology in the core of New York City. In New York, recently in the bus stop as well, LA Metro Union Station, and that is super huge. And we have implemented the Navilens code in other spaces, like, for example, museums. There are a lot of implementation in museums because, first, it's a challenge for people with sight loss to visit alone a museum. Sometimes, for example, here in Spain, it's required to make an appointment in order to form a group. Okay, well, this is pre-COVID, okay? Pre-situation of the COVID. A group in order to visit the museum. So a lot of museums has implemented the Navilens code for helping the people with sight loss in order to navigate indoors in the facility, in order to exactly know where is the artifact, the art piece, okay, of the museum, and the same code delivering like a multimedia guide for people with sight vision, okay? So and after the museums, we have some public buildings, and very recently we have implemented on the street signage of the cities. That is very interesting because in the same problem with the GPS is not accurate enough in so many places, and we implemented in the signage as this. So we are very, very happy because it's super easy to implement the Navilens code on the facilities. Okay, that is the reason that the technology is being implemented in a lot of places. And very important to say, sorry, I want to transmit everything, okay, in order to your audience. Okay, sorry for that. The thing is, we are like a small startup of 15 people working on this project full time, okay? Yeah. And we are very delighted. We are putting all our passion in order to make this available worldwide, okay? But the thing is, as we are a startup, we have launched some Navilens code that are free, for example, for schools and associations that can be downloaded at http free.navilens.com. At any school, any association of the world can download pre-recorded Navilens code with the usual places inside the school. For example, math classroom, okay, male toilet, female toilet, okay, principal's office, something like that. And any space can download it, print, put on the space, and use the Navilens technology. So a lot of schools in the world have downloaded this kind of codes, and we are having a lot of schools and associations with this technology.
Yeah, very good. So just to be clear, just if there is somebody who's thinking, okay, this sounds brilliant, I'd like my own building, my own sort of place of business or anything like that to be accessible, or if there's people who are involved in even public transport, like you mentioned there, how would they go about getting, you mentioned there just having the code generated and being able to print it out and put it up, but do they need to get in touch with you at any point to be able to actually get that code generated, or is that all automated?
There is three kind of uses of the Navilens technology, okay? Well, first, our main objective is that the technology will be free, always free for the final users, always, okay? This is, we have this right on our heart, okay? Yes. So, something like that, okay? So the thing is, right now, if we begin from the users, okay, all the users can download Navilens app, and inside the app, download personal codes. Well, we are going to talk in a little bit, okay? I think, okay. And the second stage is the Navilens code with pre-recorded information, like the schools and association.
Yes.
That the school can download it for free, this code on free.navilens.com, okay? And the third is professional venues like transit agencies, public buildings, and something like that, okay?
Yeah.
This is the business model that, in the same way that the subway station, train station pays for signage, when they put signage inside the station, they contact us, and we offer the account in order to generate the codes, okay? And they can create the content, okay, for that particular station or public building, okay? So that is the three stages or three different uses of the Navilens code, depending on the use case.
Excellent. That's really, really useful. So if anybody wants those, there's those kind of different ways that people can get those different codes. Now, we're just going to talk for a few minutes. We've just got maybe 5 or 6 minutes left on this, Javier. So what we might do is we'll just kind of mention to people that there are plenty of videos on the Navilens YouTube site as well, if you want to see videos of how Navilens is used. And one of the videos, we won't just show it here at the moment, but it's just to do with how personal tags or personal codes are used. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about the personal codes, Javier?
Yes, the personal codes are the way that all the users can download the Navilens application, and inside they can download the personal codes, the personal tags, okay? So this is any person can download these codes and write information on its codes for domestic uses. For example, imagine tag food Tupperwares. Like, for example, in here, Spanish omelette, lentils, something like that. Okay, so it's possible to download the codes. Okay, tag the codes, and as simple as to add to the Tupperwares or to tag folders, boxes, clothes. Okay, for example, we have received some feedback from the user that is tagging bonsais. Bonsais is correct in English? The small tree of Japanese, okay, that you cut.
Oh, yes,
cut.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so a collection of bonsais in order to identify or something like that, okay?
Interesting,
yes, and we have launched a new feature that is called Family and Friends. Family and Friends is the ability to share these personal annotations linked to the personal codes. Like, for example, Spanish omelette, in order that if you live with your couple, okay, and you store the Spanish omelette, okay, I'm Spanish, okay, I need to make some publicity of our perspective.
You'll be making everybody regret that we can't travel at the moment, have you?
Yes. Okay, so the thing is, if you put and you write information, this is a Spanish, a very good Spanish omelette, okay, that I put here, okay, and you put on the fridge, you can share your personal annotation with your couple or friends, okay, in order that when they are going to detect this, we are going to her, Javier wrote Spanish omelette, okay? And the thing is, you can collaborate with the content in your tags, making an incredible features. For example, people living in the same apartment, like students and something like that, okay? So this is the Navilens code for personal use that all the users can use for free and download it Navilens app.
So I could go onto the Navilens app, request these codes, print them out, and then tag them anywhere around the house that I want to identify something or give a bit of information back. And I just use my phone with Navilens on it, hold it up to something, and it'll give me that information back.
Yes.
Brilliant.
That is, you can write and you can update the information at any time that you want. That is super funny, okay? And the thing is, we are so I don't know what is the word. I'm searching here. In Spanish is comprometidos. We are so commitment with the independence and autonomy of the users that until we didn't find a way to cut the codes independently. Okay, that you have some videos on YouTube telling how to extract the code independently. We didn't launch this feature. So, this is a very, very good feature for the users applied in a lot of use cases.
Yeah, very good. So it certainly sounds like a really kind of wide-ranging technology that can be used in so many different situations. It sounds brilliant. If somebody wants to try it out for themselves, that app, the Navilens app, is available on the App Store for Apple, and it's available on Android as well. Is that right?
Yes, of course, both platforms.
Excellent. Very good. Well, that's been brilliant to get a bit of an idea of the Navilens app, Javier. We really appreciate you coming onto the show today to talk to us about that, and we look forward to seeing how people make use of it here in Ireland as well.
Okay, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to talk about Navilens. And please, any feedback, we are always hearing the community. Okay, so please send us one email at info@navilens.com, at info@navilens.com. If you or your users have any question, any recommendation, anything, okay, because we are very open even to improve Navilens as the new features that we are going to launch very, very soon. Thank you so much for your time and the opportunity that you give us.
Thank you very much for joining us today.